They're back in my yew. It has been left to grow all last season, and we can see here in October it's looking okay. Still a mess and still pretty sparse, but it has come a long way since it started. In November it's not growing anymore. It's an evergreen, so there is no fancy colour display. If I bring you in close, you can see there's loads of buds all along the branches. This tree might look a mess, but it's very healthy. It's time for a little trim. There are a few leggy bits and there is a crazy amount of back budding in close to the trunk. That's just too crowded, especially near the top. So that needs sorted. If I show you here, it's just a massive green. You can't see what's going on at all. I'm not really worried about seeing the structure, but I am worried that there's just too much going on in here. So I need to remove the inner needle so I can actually see what's happening and remove any problems. Can't really tell here, but I've removed a lot of needles. If I bring you in close again, you can see this area is now a lot clearer, and you can see there's loads of branching. More importantly, you can see it's all really close together. Some of it needs to be removed or it's all going to get too thick and overcrowded in there. So I just shortened anything that's too leggy and removed anything that's just too crowded. Always trying to keep just 2 branches in one area. There was a few spots here where there was multiple branches coming from the same place. It definitely needs this trim for its long-term development. I've still left a few branches alone. They are fine to keep growing and thicken up for now. I also left 2 branches at the top and just left them. I want to see if they die or they keep growing. They should die, but they are covered in loads of buds. So we'll see what happens. Nothing is happening in March, but that's fine, it's all ready for the new season. And it was actually a very slow start to spring for all the trees this year. In April it's still chilling. I am tempted to wire it this autumn, but we'll see what happens. In May, it's hard to see, but the buds are swelling all over it. In June, you can finally see some new growth. It's really easy to see as it's the light green colour compared to the really dark older foliage. So it's looking great. The new foliage is really healthy and there's loads of it. In July, it's time to do some work on it. I want to get more back buds and more branching as this tree is really thin on foliage. This is probably like the 10th of July, and I started with just stripping all the old needles. I don't know how well you can see this, but it is really easy to see the old needles compared to this year's. The colour difference is day and night. So you just pluck off everything from last year. It just pops off really easily. I just did that across the whole tree. So it ends up looking pretty bare, but basically everywhere you pluck will be a place a new back bud can form. I've also got a bud developing on this part of the tree which I was certain was dead, so that's pretty good. 10 days later I came back and pruned all of this year's growth back. I leave about 6 or so needles in every spot. That should be totally fine. There's a lot of work for the tree, which is why I like to space it out. Now the tree will be left to grow, and new buds will form all over it for next year. Here it is now, looking happy enough. It's slowly getting there, but there's still a long way to go. Thanks for watching, see you next time.